Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Free to Play. It's Thanksgiving for me. Clearly, it's like December, whatever for you guys, but thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Hope you're doing well. A lot of crazy stuff happened today. By the way, before I forget, and I don't know if I've talked about it a lot here in the past, but I used to play this game called Disney Sorcery Arena. And that was basically exactly like Galaxy of Heroes. And I really wanted it to succeed. And the disserviced, and for those of you who don't know, it closed in like the end of June or July or something. If they would have waited for Moana 2 to come out today, which it's very hard for me to talk about Moana 2 without spoilers, except to say it's tremendous. And I highly recommend you go see it. If they would have waited until this movie came out, and they would have put all of the characters from this movie in the game, and they would have came up with a new version of Moana or Maui using the marquee system that this game has, or they built to it. I mean, and they could have used the boss in this movie as the boss for a raid, which we'll talk more about here in a little bit. But it would have been, oh my gosh. I'm just sitting there watching the movie, enjoying it, watching my kids because it was the kids' first movie. And I'm watching all these characters and I'm like, why did they shut down Disney Sorcery Arena? Because all of this would have been phenomenal in Sorcery Arena, but I don't know. In my estimation, all the potential answers to that question are bad. And I'm not happy about it. I'm not. Because it just makes me angry. And then I had an additional thought. I'm like, why can't Star Wars do a movie like this? Why can't whoever is like behind Lucasfilm, why can't they just do a new film with heroes that does this? And then create them and put them in this game. Instead, they have to do whatever. And if this game ends up dying, it will be because of the people running Star Wars at large, and secondly, because of EA doing EA Capital Games doing like what they've been doing with this update thing. It's just sad. It's just sad because they could have done so much. Like Sorcerer's Arena would have been amazing. And they've just been able to muddle through and then put out the characters in this game and use the characters from that movie I mean, because there's not a character in that movie that I would not have at least thought about buying, because they're all really good. And it's a very funny movie. If I say any more, I'm going to risk spoiling it, but you know, I'm going to try not to think about it, so I won't end up spoiling it. But I make no promises going forward in this on any of my channels. If you, in any of my videos. Because spoilers is not something. Because no spoilers, I don't think is. I just think it's. I'm not a fan of no spoilers. If you need no spoilers, you should consider yourself very lucky that I haven't said more than what I've said so far. But it was a tremendous movie. But anyway, on to the topic we're going to talk about tonight. So we know, like, basically beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the next raid coming to DSA is going to be it's going to be Peridia. Some raid based upon Peridia. And then based upon what Arnold was talking about a couple of days ago in his video, I need to do a quick web search real quick. Let me do that real quick. Just hold on real quick. All right, so I think looking at we had I'm prepared to at least in some way talk about who I think you should start preparing for if you want to be ready for the raid when it comes out. Not that I don't think that now you probably got I would say you probably got 10 minutes time. Maybe not, maybe less. But 9-10 months around there, because I think this raid is going to come in February. So whatever 7-8 months after that is, that would be into the year next year if it holds, which I think it would. But a short abbreviated list of who I think you should be able to be ready to use in for the Revenge of the Sith raid would be would be looking at the Jedi and I'm like, I don't know. because I want to say Plo, I want to say Mace, I want to say Jimmy. I want to see Kit Fisto, and I want to say Shakti, and I want to see Cam and R2. But I don't think that there's a high probability that all of them will. Obviously, I think some of them will. But if I had to guess who's going to be who you want to start working on for the next movie, for the next raid ahead of time, if you're not, is in their Sidious is on there. I'm not sure that you'll need to. But I expect that before that raid comes out, we will be getting that it will either be Count Dooku or we'll get Darth Tyrannus, Mace Windu, General Kenobi, Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, Padme, C-3PO, R2-D2, and then they're missing Bail Organa, obviously. Could see the clones there. I don't know if so, because I don't know. I want to say this version of Rex, but because he's used for Ahsoka, I'm not sure. So I would say probably General Anakin Skywalker. I would say a good rule of thumb if you want to get ready for the what I'm assuming should be a Revenge of the Sith raid would be most of. Let me make sure I'm thinking about this right. So Snips. So all of these, I mean, obviously you're going to need all of these characters for the Purdia raid, obviously. But for the Revenge of the Sith raid, you're going to need a lot of the same ones. But who are you not seeing here? You see Gas, but you're not seeing General Kenobi. You're not seeing Anakin, Sky Guy, Mace Windu, Sidious and/or Palpatine, maybe Vader, Bail Organa, obviously. I mean, they're just rough. I mean, if you wanted to ask me, hey, going forward, which one faction, I think it's easily Galactic Republic. Galactic Republic and Empire. Specifically, Vader and Sidious would be strong points, I would think, that you would want to start with.